So this is dwarf salvinia. Where is it? That one there, I think, is dwarf salvinia, which is that. And then there's this one here, which is, I think it's like dwarf salvinia, but it's slightly different, like a spangles or something it's called. So that's this one. And we've got red rooter. We've got dwarf water lettuce. There is some duckweed in here as well, which is very annoying. There's swasitang, which is this stuff here, and I put a little bit in another tank. There's water sprite, I think, or guppy grass, which is here, and then there's something which is star water, something which is a waterweed here as well. There is some water wisteria, some creeping jenny, and there's also a piece of Java fern, which is the try something Java fern. It's got 3 leaves on it, and that's actually got some babies on it as well. So these are all the floating plants that are in my new 85 litre, it's a water trough really, for feeding to horses and things like that. I've added 3 apple snails, which are called mystery snails, so that's them. You can see that there, and that's actually, you see that long tentacle thing? That's its antennae. It's got 2 of them, and there's 3 of them. There's one at the bottom, and then there's 2, one underneath and one on top, and they're feeding on the algae on the actual pump already. I've also got some shrimp to go in here, because it's going to be my new shrimp tank, shrimp tub for the year. So they're in this bag, and there are 10. I expect there's possibly one more. Let's have a look. So unlike in my fish tank, I'm just going to tip them in. Just tip the whole bag of them straight into this tub, and then I'll rinse the bag out. There we go, you can see them all in the bottom. And this is my new shrimp tank for the year. And there we go, they're going in. And I could count at least 10 or maybe 12. So they're in, and they've got their new tank for the new year, for this year 2024. Now last year I did have a shrimp tank set up, but it was a bigger tub and you couldn't really see into it. Now this one's a bit smaller. I think the other one was like 100. It's that one over there actually, that black tub over there. So it was 100 and something litres, and this one's 85 litres. You can see there's a shrimp there. You can see it? Yeah, you can see it on the side. So the plants should grow in, and the snails should do well. I've also added some ram's horn snails from home. So there's pink, and there's pink, red and blue or purple ram's horn snails, 3 mystery snails or apple snails, yellow apple snails, and then all this floating plant and some other plants as well that will sink a bit. And that's what's going into this shrimp tank, which is great. Now, as I said, last year I did have one of these set up, but it was a bigger tub, and unfortunately I added some weed from out of a pond, and it had a tiny, either it had an egg or it had a tiny baby dragonfly larvae, and I added some baby bristlenose catfish, and the dragonfly larvae ate all of the bristlenose catfish and some of the shrimp. So this year the weed that I've got, I bought online, and I added some out of my fish tank. The duckweed was sort of came in with a net that I've scooped some out or something, but everything else I've added. So I've just done that just to eliminate the chance of having a dragonfly larvae in here. But the shrimp look like they're doing well. There's one there on the side, you can see, and there's more on the sides, and I'm sure they'll do really well, because they do quite well. I had them the year before last in a polystyrene box, and they went through the whole winter in sort of that polystyrene box there, and they went through the whole winter in the tub, in the polystyrene box, and they survived the whole winter. And it was quite frosty. I mean, it didn't ice over in here, but it was frosty. Anyway, my new shrimp pond, if you want to make one yourself, go and buy yourself a big plastic tub. You can use a flower pot that hasn't got any holes in the bottom. Lots of things. You can use a polystyrene box and just set it up, put some plants in, make sure there's plants for them to hang about on and to feed on, and you know, it'll grow some algae. I can see them swimming about, the shrimp, which is fantastic, and that snails come back out onto the top a bit more. So yeah, they'll do really well in there, and the snails will breed once they get big enough, and the pondweed will all grow, all the different floating plants will grow, and the shrimp should breed as well, and the snails and everything. So it'll be nice to have them. They'll enjoy it because they've got a little bit of movement in the water to do with that little solar fountain, and it's all good. So if you are wanting to keep shrimp yourself and you haven't got a fish tank, then there's lots of things you can do. Polystyrene box, big 85-litre tub like this, anything, you know, a bucket you could keep them in, and they will grow. Anyway, it's me in my polytunnel, hello, and with my big tub of shrimp and snails. So I hope everyone's well, and take care. Cheers, bye.